I remember when the first Challengers trailer dropped and instantly my feeds were bombed with hilarious memes about the film, focusing on how Tom Holland reacted to Zendaya getting involved in a threesome, labeling it as a Spider-Man not at home. And after watching the full product instead of just clips, I believe the Tom Holland villain arc has started because, damn man, I can't imagine as his boyfriend to watch his girlfriend getting pounded by other men's big. Jokes aside, Tom Holland should be proud of his girlfriend because I believe that Zendaya delivered not one of the best, but indeed her best performance to date. When you find a celebrity that is just so famous, it is really hard to separate her personality with the character. And here, she really damn well delved into her character, and I don't see that Zendaya persona at all. It's not just Zendaya, but all of the three leads, Josh O'Connor and Mike Face, really give super performances that are engaging. Obviously, this is helped with the great screenplay that develops the character well, which I will dive deep on later, but to deliver that complexity and make it feel very layered is just amazing. One thing I really appreciate as well with these three performances is how they seem to play tennis naturally. Granted, I'm not a tennis player and usually just watch on the sides, but all of them from afar, as a bystander, convey their movement very well and make it so believable for us to keep intense as well. And this is usually my problem in sports film where the actor doesn't convince us that he or she is an athlete for that specific sport. And here, you will definitely feel like watching a real tennis match because they convey that they are tennis athletes. But come on, this is a film and you know the audience comes here for more than a tennis match, which does exceed my expectation because the plot is really spicy. Challengers itself tells about a tennis player Kurtashi, played by Zendaya, who after her injury tries to transform her husband Art, played by Mike Face, into a Grand Slam champion. But unfortunately, Art is on a losing streak, and to jolt the situation out, she assigned Art to the Challenger event, where he missed his former best friend and Tashi's former boyfriend in the final. Well, fun fact, the script itself is written by Justin Kuriskas, who is actually the husband of Selling Song, that wrote and directed the critically acclaimed Past Life last year. And this is a very interesting since perhaps the idea was conceived when he met Song's childhood friend, and I'm just saying. Anyway, back to the film. As an audience, I suggest that you watch Challengers with full concentration on the screen, because the script really demanded full attention to uncover what is actually behind these three characters. We're brought with a seemingly messy non-linear narrative going back past a few days ago, and then the film suddenly jumps back into 13 years ago where they're still teenagers, and then back into the current event where the match is ongoing. But this is not a gimmick. It is necessary to use this technique because every time the film jumps back to the current event of the match, it raises the stakes of the film. Certainly it won't be effective if the film uses the traditional linear narrative. And I can't actually really see if this film is directed by someone other than Luca Guadagnino, who has directed unique, powerful romances like Call Me By Your Name and Bones and All. He has this ability to transform something just very ordinary, or perhaps in Bones and All something very bizarre, into an engaging psychological romance. And in the case of Challengers, the choices of colors, costumes, production design, and especially the shots really give this burning passion inside me, even though I'm not involved in the love triangle. Just like the title, this film will absolutely challenge a lot of audience. Some of the shots are too overstimulating to the point of over-sexualization, and the intimate scene definitely will make people uncomfortable. But again, I believe it is necessary. It is a very important component to boost the audience adrenaline, making us aroused with the anticipation of what will come next. And the director really conveys that. And then the choice of music, oh my god, don't make me start about this, alright? Hiring Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross is really a perfect choice. Every time that synth-pop alternative beat aggressively plays, give a feeling of hype and chaos into it, triggering this excitement and adrenaline that makes the scene more memorable. You will hear a lot of this in the tennis game, which again suits perfectly with the visual it offers. Speaking of tennis, this is something that I ask myself a lot about this film. Why tennis? Why can't it be about badminton or martial art or fencing or any other kind of single competitive sport? Sure, it could be a conscious choice since I really see the cinematic value here. The tennis match that Luca conveys is nothing short of awesomeness. You get a long take of them following the ball, slow motion before the serve, and even put into the ball's POV and just get smashed by both of them forth and back. But looking deeper, it really matches the philosophy of tennis itself. In fact, there is a scene where Tashi really describes what Challengers is about, comparing tennis to a relationship, which really does make sense. Tennis itself involves two parties facing each other for hours, swinging the racket back and forth, putting all of the physique, mind, and soul into the match, making sure to return the ball with a maneuver so the opponent is not able to return it. While the match is ongoing, you start to analyze your opponent from their style of play and eventually could know more from their movement and behavior of returning the ball. This makes it so intimate despite both of them not engaging physically or verbally, but we're drawn to how they play the match. Without spoiling the film for both Art and Patrick, Tashi himself is the trophy where in the match they have to approach it with their own style, hitting the ball back and forth to score the point, which is represented by their egos and sexual desire that makes the film so sexy. But unconsciously, because of their obsession to score, those dark desires surfaces, and as best friends should have strengthened their relationship only to snap because they failed to see the bigger picture that Tashi never was in the game, just like how her injury makes her out of the court. But rather, she was interested beyond tennis, which I won't spoil, but make a lot of sense of the symbolism that it represented. That is why tennis really works to portray desire, obsession, and of course, sexuality. Some even dub Challengers as a bi-love sports drama entangled in the complexity of relationship and characters that explore the depth of human nature through entertaining stories and values. I will definitely revisit this film, and if I have time in the near future, perhaps it would be interesting to dive more on the metaphor of tennis, and comment down below if you're interested to see. But yeah, overall, Challengers is a very seductive and inviting film to see. Even if you don't like tennis or don't really care to analyze the cinematic language it offers, the surface will definitely keep you engaging until the end, entangling the love triangle and putting the pieces in the bigger picture. And when you realize it, it will definitely hit you hard. So I really recommend you all watch Challengers in the theaters, and until next time for the next review, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.